Hello everyone and welcome to my real estate channel. For those who are new to this channel, my name is Cheng. I'm a professional real estate agent. I primarily focus in Subang Jaya and Glenmarie, Bandar Sunway, and also some areas like Putra Heights. And for those who are already subscribed to my channel, welcome back. Now before we begin, according to the YouTube analysis, I am surprised to find out that 90% of the audience that are watching this channel is still unsubscribed yet. I appreciate if you can take a few seconds of your time to click onto the subscribe button and also click onto the bell icon so you won't miss all my future uploads. And if you're watching this video from other social media network, you can find my channel in the YouTube search bar by typing Cheng Real Estate. So for today's topic, pretty much you know in the title description and also the thumbnail, it is about earnest deposit. So what is the earnest deposit? The earnest deposit is a commitment to the purchase. If you like the property you have seen and pretty much want to make a commitment to lock the deal, this is where the earnest deposit comes into play. So question is, how much do you pay for the earnest deposit and who do you give the earnest deposit to secure this deal and the property that you want to purchase? Now the amount could factor in between 1% all the way up to 3.5%, sometimes up to 4%, depending on which state you are in Malaysia and how much the agent requires you to put in the earnest deposit as per request by the seller or the aka the vendor. Some may ask, can you put a lower sum of earnest deposit? Well, truthfully, you can. However, there is a drawback for putting a lower earnest deposit. Here's one of them. Now this is from my professional experience. If you put in a low amount of earnest deposit, assuming it's 1,000 ringgit or 500 ringgit, just to secure a property of worth 1 million ringgit, let's take that as an example, and both agree to accept your earnest deposit of 1,000 ringgit. Now if everything goes well and the owner doesn't get any offer from other agents who may entice the owner to accept a higher offer, assuming you bid for the property for 1 million ringgit and you put a 1,000 ringgit as an earnest deposit, the other agent may come in to entice the owner that, hey Mr. Owner, my purchaser is willing to put in a 1.1 million ringgit offer for your property. Are you okay to accept? So the owner may be very enticed to accept a 1.1 million ringgit offer, which is 100,000 ringgit more than your offer, and you are putting in a 1,000 ringgit as earnest deposit. Now what can the seller do is the seller can instruct the agency to return your 1,000 ringgit back to you, and the seller also will pay an additional penalty of 1,000 ringgit. So in total you get back 2,000 ringgit including your earnest deposit. What this means is the deal is cancelled. So that is the drawback of the low earnest deposit for the purchaser. Now for the seller, it's the same thing, but it's in reverse. The purchaser will say, hey, I don't want to purchase this property anymore because I found another property which is 900,000 ringgit, which is 100,000 ringgit cheaper. So I'm going to withdraw this agreement with this seller. Now what happens is when the purchaser withdraw, of course the purchaser will lose the earnest deposit of only 1,000 ringgit. Then the seller only received the 1,000 ringgit as a forfeiture. So this is a big disadvantage for the purchaser and so seller because the commitment for the purchase is very low. These days the standard practice is the seller always tell the agent to accept the earnest deposit 2% or higher. So in this situation, the deal will be more serious by the purchaser and also the seller. So both parties will take this matter more seriously in a way. Now the next question is where the earnest deposit should be given to. Who do you give the earnest deposit to as a purchaser? Should you as a purchaser give the earnest deposit directly to the owner or the owner's representative? My professional advice is no, do not give the earnest deposit directly to the owners or the owner's representative. Do not also give the earnest deposit to the agent's personal account. This may not end well for you. The correct way is to give the earnest deposit, whether it's by check or online bank-in, to the agent's agency that is representing the seller. In some scenario, you may encounter two agents which is there during the viewing of the property. So one will be representing the seller, one also will be representing the purchaser. The earnest deposit should always go to the agent's agency that is representing the seller, not the purchaser. Remember correctly, do not give your earnest deposit to the agent's agency that is representing the purchaser because the vendor is the one that is selling his or her property and they are the one that appoint the agents to collect the earnest deposit on their behalf. So in that sense, the purchaser's agents do not have the authority to collect the earnest deposit on behalf of the vendor. So in that sense, the purchaser's agency do not have the authority to collect the earnest deposit from his purchaser because he's not representing the seller. Now, in certain rare cases, the vendor will also request the earnest deposit to be collected by his appointed lawyer. Is that legal? Yes, the lawyer has the authority to accept the earnest deposit from the seller on their behalf. So remember, only the real estate agency that is representing the seller or the lawyer that is appointed by the seller. So only two parties are allowed to accept the earnest deposit. Do not give the earnest deposit directly to the seller, whether it's by check, bank draft, or online transfer. No, I wouldn't recommend it. In fact, I highly discourage this practice. It is very dangerous. If anything goes wrong, the sellers go missing, or the sellers have a bankruptcy issue, or this house or the property is caveat, you may have a very difficult time to get the seller to return back the money to you as a purchaser. So always entrust your earnest deposit to the registered real estate company or a law firm. Also, do not give the earnest deposit to the seller's friend or his son or his daughter, whatsoever. No. Do not give to individual party, including given directly to the agent's personal account. That is very dangerous. Or any company that is not registered under the real estate board. Now, it is also recommended to give the earnest deposit in the form of a check, bank draft, or online transfer. However, do not bring cash to give as earnest deposit. Try to get a bank draft if you have a checkbook, or worst case, do an online transfer to the real estate company client's account. So that's all for this video of topic sharing. I hope you enjoy and get valuable information from this video alone. And if you have any questions, don't forget to write below. I will reply to your message as fast as possible. And if you can, also you can send me a WhatsApp message. My contact is also below there. And if you like this video content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. It's down there below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube algorithm will promote my small little channel to everyone to see. So that's about it. I'm Cheng, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.